else. Listen live Tuesday at 12 p.m. only on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
Guys, with the Kings back.
It's a great time to be a sports fan in Chicago. The Bears have wrapped up OTAs. We're less than 2 weeks away from the NBA draft, and the Cubs and Sox are well into their seasons. On Second City Sports, we break down and analyze all the latest breaking news and notes from across the sports landscape. So join.
Hi, I'm Rob Rose, and I'm one of the instructors here at Illinois Media School. I've been teaching here at the school since 2010, as a matter of fact, between Lombard and Chicago campuses. This is definitely the place to come. It's going to prepare you for absolutely everything that you need to know about the broadcast industry. We're talking radio, television, web, podcasting, absolutely everything. Get in touch with the school and take advantage of it. Make it your career. Do it now. I'm Rob Rose, nights on 100.3 WSHE in Chicago, and I am IMS.
Buenas tardes, yo soy Sergio Venegas trayéndoles para ustedes este juego de baloncesto femenil colegial desde el UC Pavilion entre el equipo de los Oakland Grizzlies y UC Flames, día de los seniors, en el cual Melita Emanuel Carl es una de ellas, Laura Litchfield la segunda y Terry Bender también. Esta tarde va a ser un juego bastante complicado para las Flames, ya que el equipo de Oakland se ve con bastante fuerza. 5 minutos nos separan para la bola de dos. Yo soy Sergio Venegas y esta transmisión es auspiciada por Chicagoland Sports Radio y Illinois Media Institute. Yo soy Sergio Venegas una vez más trayéndoles este juego de baloncesto femenil. No se muevan, en un momento más regresamos para dar la alineación titular de cada equipo. Muy buenas tardes, bienvenidos nuevamente a este juego entre el equipo de los Grizzlies de Oakland y las UC Flames. Esta noche será complicada para las UC Flames debido a que el equipo de los Grizzlies se ve con bastante fuerza. Yo soy Sergio Venegas trayéndoles para ustedes este juego de baloncesto femenil colegial desde el UC Pavilion. No ha sido una ruta nada fácil para el equipo de las Flames y ya está todo preparado. Quedan 40 segundos para que inicie el juego. Vamos a escuchar las alineaciones de ambas escuadras, las quintetas titulares, y al mismo tiempo escucharemos respetuosamente el himno nacional de los Estados Unidos, motivo por el cual guardaremos silencio para poder escuchar la entonación de este mismo.
What's going on? It's the Bankscape here with myself, Pico from the TO, and my partner, Matt Hollister. Let this ride.
We're still going with that.
We're going to let it ride. All right, on today's show, we're talking one of the most evil empire-ish lists of all time.
Oh, this was so tough.
We're talking about centers. We're talking about NHL top 15 centers. This was hard. This was definitely one of the harder lists I think I've ever done.
Now, this took me hours.
This and grocery list. Definitely top two hardest lists. You go down the list and you just don't know what to add next. Maybe you want to add a little bit of couturier in there, maybe a little bit of cheese. You never know. You never know. Can you turn me up a little bit over there?
Sir.
You just never know. All right. We're going to go right into it.
You good?
Yes. Can I hear myself? Yes, I am. I'm good. I have some weird microphone on.
See, I can't hear myself.
Yeah, you can't hear yourself? Turn yourself up over there. It's up in there. I'll cut this out. Can you hear now?
And... Not really.
Are you plugged into the right one?
Yeah. That's all right. We'll figure it out after. Oh, there we go.
There, it's me. All right, let's go. All right, now we're doing centers. There was a lot of centers. I don't know, man. So I made fun of you for making you did your top like 40
Yeah.
for wingers.
Yeah.
I did 20 this time. This is top 15, but there's just so many centers.
I know. It was so hard to cut it down.
All right, we'll just go top 20. We can just do top 20.
Sure, we
We'll
can
just
do
do
that. I
top
mean, we
20.
have an hour. You know.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so I will go first. Number 20, I had Vincent Trocheck. I remember him specifically because he played in junior. I forget what team he played in juniors, but either way, he was such a trash player and he was literally like, he was just such a bad player that he was just. It's phenomenal to me that he now is he's one of these top centers in the NHL. Just because he was such a bad player.
Yeah.
He got penalties. He killed penalties, but it was just you didn't expect 75 points out of him. Anyway, his point line was he had 31 goals, 44 assists, 75 points. Last year he had 54 points, and then that was a 21-point increase, which was I didn't see that. I thought he was going to be a 50-point player once he reached that level because he has a really nice contract too.
Yeah.
I think his contract's like I think 4.5 or something around those lines.
It's team friendly.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Especially for Florida too. This was his first 30 plus goal season, by the way. But yeah, definitely he's really won me over these last couple of years. Who'd you have for 20?
Number 20, I had Leon Draisaitl in Edmonton.
Draisaitl.
Draisaitl.
Hate you. No, I'm joking.
Thanks for
It took me a while to figure out that guy's name. I have him.
Draisaitl.
Draisaitl. Yeah, I didn't know how to say it when he first got drafted. I have him at a little bit further, so we'll go over him in a second.
Okay.
Number 19, I had Braden Shen. Shen had 28 goals, 42 assists, 70 points. He had 55 points last year. When he got traded to St. Louis, I thought it was a really dumb trade.
Yeah.
Just because it was like, I know they got JVR this year to kind of replace the loss that Shen kind of brought for them because he usually adds like 55, 60 points.
Yeah, he was a consistent player for them.
Exactly. I think he was playing center over Couturier when he was in Philly, which is, again, it was weird because he was traded from LA to Philly in that weird swap for Carter and all that other stuff a while back.
Yeah.
He never really produced at the level that I think was thought of him. And then now this year he finally came out with 70 points.
Yeah, he was a very hyped prospect when he was younger. And playing in Philly, he had to show a little bit of his toughness. That's just the style they play there in Philly. And Philly hasn't, last year they were pretty good, but Philly's had some down years.
Yeah.
And, I think maybe that contributed a little bit to his sagging point totals. But, that trade, I thought he was a player that fits in perfectly with the Blues. Just that type of player.
Right.
So I thought that was a good trade on their part. And then to get the career year they had out of him, I think,
it sucks that they didn't even make the playoffs too. On top of that,
that's just hilarious. But
which is absolutely nuts too to think now they're thought of one of the favorites in the league. But that's a different story.
Well, yeah,
we won't get too far in that. Who'd you have for 19?
19, I had this was tough. I had Jumbo Joe Thornton.
You had Thornton on this list, huh?
I don't know why, but I looked at his numbers when he was healthy and
They weren't bad.
They weren't.
How many
bad.
points do you have?
He had 36 points in 47 games.
Yeah.
Um,
That's not bad. That's not horrible. It's just I don't know. Obviously, his whole career, if this was a top 15 all time, obviously he would be up a lot higher. I just feel like the last 2 years have just been really.
I tried to project it out, in my head that if he did stay healthy for the whole season, I tried to think if he would have, he would have had 70 points.
Yeah.
So, still very effective
is.
at his age.
And he signed a 1-year contract, $5 million this year. So he's going to be a third line center, power play specialist. I don't know how many points he's going to average. Maybe he gets 50. I don't know. Both his legs were torn out.
Yeah.
He's had major surgery on both of his legs these last 2 years.
There's definitely huge concern, especially with the injury concern now and the fact that he's 40.
He's 40.
So
yeah, I don't know. That's why I couldn't have him on this list. I thought about it. It's just out of all the other center depth and center players, I can't see him in a top 20 role or top 20.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a good choice.
Maybe I was wrong. I don't know. Like we said, it was such a tough list.
It was very tough. All right, so number 18. I think this one was weird because I want to think this next player is definitely one of my favorite. Nicholas Backstrom.
That's what I had.
Yeah, you had to. Yeah, it's weird because he had 21 goals, 50 assists, 71 points. But last year he had 86 points. This was a 15-point decrease, but it is also his third year in a row, 20 goals. He's pretty much the Capitals' second line center now, with Kuznetsov exploding this year and being very effective in the playoffs. I don't know. It
felt weird ranking him this low.
Yeah, it did. But at the same time, it's like I can't see him above other players right now. I think maybe again that's just because everyone will say he's one of the most underrated players. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like if he's not getting 70 assists, he's not a top 10 player.
That's kind of amazing though that, like you said, a 15-point drop off from last season and it drops him this far down on the list.
Well, even last year when he had 86 points, he was still maybe 11, 12.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, again, unless he's getting like 70 assists, like he's not going to be a top 10 player. I know he provides a lot being a first line, second line player. I know he's good defensively, but like he's average defensively. And I mean, I don't watch him on a daily basis, so I probably will get some flack on that. But at the same time, I don't see him as a top 10 talent. At least in the whole entire league in centers, he's not top 10.
Yeah, you're right on that.
He won a Stanley Cup, yes, but versus that, unless he's getting 70 assists, I don't see him getting anything else.
Right.
So we both have him at 18.
Yep.
You mentioned him earlier. I had number 17. I had Leon Draisaitl.
Okay.
Played 78 games, 25 goals, 45 assists, had 70 points. Last year he had 77 points. This year, he was top in faceoff. He had a 56% faceoff percentage. Funny, I guess a prelude later on. Connor McDavid only had like a 43% on faceoffs, which was
41.4.
Trash.
Yeah.
And I just think go ahead.
I wanted to ask how much for doing the centers list, how much you put faceoff percentage and like Corsi and all that into consideration for these guys.
I let you out. That's all you. I didn't really put into that.
Yeah.
Mine's more of I watch, I do the eye test a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could have went into all those stats, but I felt realistically we're gonna talk about these players.
Yeah.
So it's like you had those stats. So what was Leon Draisaitl's that Corsi and all the other?
Draisaitl's Corsi 53.3%, 56.1 face-off percentage.
It's good. Do you really know what?
See, I wanted to, when I started off doing this list, I really wanted to make face-off percentage a huge part of my consideration. But some of these players were just horrible.
Anymore. It's not anymore.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I think that anybody can play center now. If you look at, I will compare it to the Leafs. So Matthews and Nylander are on the same line. Nylander will take the majority of his strong hand faceoffs, and then Matthews will take his strong hand faceoffs. They'll obviously Matthews will play center, and Nylander will switch to wing. But just for that faceoff reason, they'll win a lot of faceoffs because they never have a weak sided draw. Which was the same thing a lot of times, I guess, in Edmonton, where you would have McDavid in the middle, but you would have Nugent Hopkins taking a lot of the faceoffs, and then they would switch off every time. Everybody can play center now. I not the center position, but can move into the faceoff circle, and it's more of a thing where everybody can do it because you got players getting kicked out a lot of times, so you have that kind of thing. But anyway, totally off tangent. Leon Draisaitl, he had 77 points last season. I said this year 70. He actually led his whole team in power play points, which on that power play was horrible. They had the worst. That was like the worst. They had like the best power play percentage at, I think it was at, no, they had the penalty kill. The penalty kill was like good at home, but they had the worst NHL history penalty kill on the road. It was like 56%, or not even 50. It was like 40. Like just the worst. They got scored on every single time. Anyway, even on the power play, they were like ranked. I think they were ranked 21st in the league for power play. That could be wrong. But yeah, I mean, he led them in pointing at 22 points on the power play. You know what? I think that this year kind of proved, hey, he's not just McDavid's wing.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a pretty good deal. He was overrated to begin with when he signed the $8.5 million contract. I wasn't really a big fan of that. I was like, are you kidding me? This dude, really? What is that? And then now it's worth it. If you have a good second line center, it can give you over 70 points. I just want to point out too, Rick Nash had only like 3 70-point seasons and was making $8.7 million for like 20 years for like 3 70-point seasons.
Well, yeah,
on the wing.
Because Rick Nash was the only good player in Columbus.
It's just wicked. It just blows my mind. Yeah. And no, actually, I think he had 1 70-point season, and the rest of them were like 60. It was just blows my mind how overrated Rick Nash. He's my favorite player, but I just make that comparison. It's like you want to talk about this guy already has 2 70-point seasons. Draisaitl in how many years? He's 23, 24 right now. Probably younger. But if anything, you get what I'm saying. Anyway, moving on to an older player. Number 16, I had Eric Staal.
Yeah, me too.
Wow. 82 games played, 42 goals, 34 assists, 76 points. What was he? He was like 4th in goal scoring in the entire league. 42 goals. He had 65 points last year. Minnesota, he drank some Minnesota water.
This was his first year at the Wild, right?
Second year.
First
year he had 65 points. This year 76 points. Next year 120.
It's amazing what goals. Getting out of Carolina will
80
do for
goals.
someone, huh?
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's wicked. It looked like he was dead, and then now he's back. 42 goals. I don't think he's gonna replicate it. But then again,
who knows?
Maybe he gets 70 points next season, and then this contract he has there, $3.5 million, is just wicked.
Yeah,
it's just wicked. I mean, he's not gonna get paid. Maybe he'll get paid again. He might get like a $6 million. He might get a Patrick Marleau contract. Okay. Like it's $6 million for 3 years.
Yeah.
It's a good player. Do you have anything on him?
I guess just it's one of those things where maybe a trade out of a bad situation can reinvigorate a player like that. He goes to a team in Minnesota that's a playoff contender, not necessarily a Stanley Cup contender, but a good team nonetheless. And they're playing in front of a packed house every home game. So yeah, maybe that kind of just jump-started him again.
He's a good player. I don't know. It boggles my mind how he has this season, but at the same time, he used to do this all the time in Carolina. So he took like 2 years off, and now he's back. So good for him on that. He had a weird time in New York too. That's weird. All right. Now what are we? 16?
We got one. We skipped over 17.
Did we 17? Oh,
for me, I had Sean Couturier.
Okay, I didn't have him on my list, so you go.
A guy that just has the face of a hockey player.
Oh yeah, he does.
A beard, no teeth ever.
No teeth.
Yeah,
red beard. He literally looks like Bobby Clark.
Sean Couturier, he's been a very effective player for the Flyers for a while now, and I wouldn't say he's one of those guys that flies under the radar because they have talked about him, but he's been one of the only good players on the Flyers, and now they're starting to make a comeback. He's getting more recognition. He played 82 games last year, 31 goals, 45 assists for 76 points. So again, just a very effective player, playing with Claude Giroux up there. So
right, yeah. I can't really tell you anything else. That was a hard choice too, because he is one of the top two-way players. Him with another player. We're at 16, right? Yeah. So speaking of great two-way players, I messed up my countdown, so I'm just gonna say I'll tie these two together. I have Jack Eichel at 17. I don't know how I got this. Let's do 17. It's around 17. I had Jack Eichel 17 and a half. He had 67 games played, 25 goals, 35 assists, 64 points. It's his second injured season in a row. He was a negative 25. He's heading into the first year of his mega contract. $10 million.
Yeah.
Worth it or no?
I think it will be. Well, hopefully it will be for the Sabres' sake in the long run. But
I can't believe they traded O'Reilly. That's such a dumb trade. Like, hey, I can't wait to go trade this top center for a guy who's like barely top 6 and
they got
on
who did they get
prospects.
back? Berglund and
Berglund, Sabotka, and and Thompson, I think. No, they didn't trade Thompson. Some random guy. And a second round pick. It just don't make sense.
Yeah, Tage Thompson.
It was Tage Thompson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me how I don't know. They traded for Skinner, yes, but does Skinner do the same things that O'Reilly does? No. Like, is he as good as face-off percentage? He's not even a center. Who's going to be your second line center now?
I think O'Reilly had the best face-off percentage in the
60%.
league.
60%. I don't even have him on this list, but he's still a fantastic. This shows the depth of centers in this league.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's nuts. Okay, so I had Jack Eichel at 17.5. For 16, I had Alexander Barkov. 79 games played, 27 goals, 51 assists, 78 points. He was 4th in Selke voting. He led his team in assists. He led the NHL in shorthanded goals. I think he was tied with a couple players. Maybe that was just led versus whatever. He had 5 shorthanded goals. He was 2nd in all forwards in ice time with 22 and 4 seconds. I will say, if he would have had a little bit more gas in the tank, I think they would have made the playoffs because he only had 3 points in the last 6 games of their season, and they lost 3 of those games, which caused them to miss the playoffs.
Yep.
Okay, little story here.
All right,
Alexander
time.
All right, Alexander Barkov. Again, I will always compare these things to NHL games. Alexander Barkov gets drafted 3rd overall to the Panthers. I think maybe 3rd or 2nd overall in 2013, right? That sounds familiar. So in the NHL games, they have again potentials, and it was like McKinnon, some other guy, I forget the 2nd overall, some dude, and then Barkov, and I flipped crap. My small little brain. When was I? I was a sophomore in high school. My small little sophomore brain couldn't wrap around the fact that they drafted the guy that had like a 65 overall in NHL and was like had no potential. Like everyone had these high like trade potentials, and then Barkov had nothing. It was just this trash player. I couldn't get to I'm like, why would they draft this guy? Like they're ruining everything.
Yeah.
And know what? But through the first 2 years, it looked like he was a bust. He played good defensively, but it looked like he was just like he ain't gonna do nothing over this because his first year he had like 24 points. Next year he had 36 points, and then he had 50. Then he had 59. No. Yeah, 59, and then 52, and then this year 78. So here's Barkov. He's definitely the next top player. I think he's gonna be like Kopitar. He's going to be like Bergeron, who could put up points and play fantastic defensively. I remember watching a game it was the Oilers versus Florida, and Barkov just stood still and just lifted McDavid's stick. McDavid didn't even know he didn't have the puck anymore, and the play was just down I just remember McDavid looking down at his skates and being like, "What?" and then saw Barkov down there, and he was like, "No, that just happened." Like it was just so funny. Anyway, but yeah, definitely Alexander Barkov. He's one of my favorite players right now, to be honest with you. He's definitely...
I can see that.
He's a great... I love the defensive players. He doesn't play like that at all, but just the way he plays defensively reminds me how he just snatches the puck up, and you just don't even know, because it's just so... It's so quick. It's just... Fly is in the air, fly is gone. That makes sense. But yeah, definitely... again, he led the league in shorthanded points. He was 2nd in time on or ice time for forwards, which is a lot of time, by the way. Like usually defensemen have top 6 defensemen average around 22 minutes.
Yep.
He averaged 22 minutes as a center, which is crazy. Anyway, so that was my 16th pick. What you have?
16. We talked about him already. Eric Stahl.
Eric Stahl. Okay, there we go. All right, we're here. We're finally at the top 15. We're fine. Oh, what is that? We're finally here.
What's going on over here?
So this is it. This is the top 15. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
You ready for this? Here we go. Hope that's not it. Dun, 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 dun. We're here at the top 15 centered list. This is it.
I feel like we need Doc introducing this list now.
Wow. Wow. Ah. Okay, I'm done.
And they swagger on to their top 15.
Oh, yes. All right. That was fun. All right. We're at the top 15. I have my main man rocket, Tyler Seguin. 82 games played, 40 goals, 38 assists, 78 points, 6-point increase from last season. He was second in team scoring to Jamie Benn with 79. He was fifth in goals scored by centers, and he's in the last year of his contract.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know. Tyler Seguin's always been that player. It leaves you wanting more. I never see him as a clutch player. He scores a lot of goals.
Yeah.
He's a really good like top center. But I never see him in the times that you need like they're down a goal. I never see him
making that play.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
He just seizes up, and he makes a good pass. But if you could have took the shot and scored it. And that's I think that's what kind of brings him down in this list, just because he could score 40 goals a game, but he's only played 7 playoff games in Dallas. And a lot of times, they have a high potent offense, but when the games come down to it and you need a defensive guy, the defensive center to shut down the game, and he is their top center, he doesn't do the job.
No.
And now, again, it's not to knock on the guy because I can't score 40 goals, but at the same time, it's like, you're looking at, not making the playoffs a lot of times, and you can't always trade or get these players. You need the players that you have to step up. And I think he's more worried about getting points than actually playing the whole game itself.
He seems like that guy. Wasn't that kind of what got him run out of Boston?
Well, no, I mean, he was something with parties and Boston being weird. But I'm just saying, like, it just seems like he doesn't make that defensive play.
I guess it could all kind of be combined into a little bit of an attitude thing, maybe, with him.
I don't think
that's his mentality.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to call that an attitude where you're not a selfish player because he's good at being a top line center.
Yeah, that's true.
But I just don't see that defensive play. I don't see that positioning and that want to get back and make those plays when it matters most, and that's when he gets scored on. And I that's what I see. I don't watch him exclusively, but the times I do watch Dallas games, which a lot were during the last couple months of the season, which were the most important times when they went on like an 8-game losing streak to miss they were going into the playoffs and they went on an 8-game losing streak.
Yeah.
And during that time, it was Seguin and Ben pretty much doing everything, but then at the same time they were down games, and it was just not enough. You needed that defensive play, and they kind of blew through.
Yeah, they didn't
get it. So that's kind of where I'm at with Tyler Seguin. I like the player, yes, but top 15, good player, but it's just that the good goes for me. Who do you have for 15?
I had Seguin.
Seguin again, bro. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at number 14. The Bird, Kaka, Evgeny Kuznetsov, Kuzi, had 79 games played, 27 goals, 56 assists, 83 points. Second in team scoring, tied for 7th in power play points with 30. He won the Stanley Cup. He had 32 points in 24 playoff games. And he also had a 24-point increase from this year from last year. This guy's good.
Yeah. Simply put.
Simply this put. Guy, he's here again. He had 77 points a couple seasons ago, and then he signed a contract. He's 7.5. People were saying that was overrated. And dude, he said he's $7.5 million for a guy who
scoring 83 points a year.
83 points, 77. Then he had down year 56 or 59 points, which is fine. He had a down year. But then comes back again with 83 points and then 32 points in the playoffs. Hey ho.
Yeah.
He's good.
Mm-hmm.
He was drafted in 2010, and I didn't know who this guy was. He's 2010 was a weird draft. That was the year Tarasenko was drafted too. That was the year that they didn't trust Russians. And then they quickly realized maybe we should trust
Maybe
Russians.
we should start doing this.
We should start getting these Russians. And then shortly after that, Nichushkin came and ruined everything. And Yakupov. So go figure. But yeah, that's why I have for 14. Who do you have?
14, I had Barkov.
Barkov, man, Barkov. Good player, don't doubt. All right, so we talked about him. Number 13. You could take this one. Who do you have for number 13?
13 is again another player we talked about.
Okay.
I had Jack Eichel.
Jack Eichel. What do you have for Jack Eichel? Talk about.
Well, it's kind of getting to be. Would you say it's getting to be put up or shut up time for Jack Eichel?
If he's not injured, he's almost a point per game player.
Yeah.
So,
but
he's putting up already. He's had 2 seasons in a row where he's had 64 and 67 points, or 60 and 64 in like 60 something games. If he played a full 82 season, he has like 76 points.
Yeah, maybe I should have phrased this.
I think
better.
I think it's more, can he stay healthy?
Okay.
And is he worth the $10 million? Already knowing that he's had an injury prone kind of career to start off with. Because if you remember, he was injured in college. And then before he even played his first game in Buffalo, he had some kind of facial something going on with his face. And he broke his face, and they were waiting to see if he was injured then. And then he came back in the NHL season, played phenomenal, injured again. Then last year, when they needed him again, he was still a negative 25. He's not good defensively, which again beckons the point. You really think that this guy is
worth $10 million?
$10 million? And
well, here's the thing. He's going to have to get better defensively because
they got rid of O'Reilly.
Yeah,
plain and simple. Like, who's going to be your top defensive center? Who's your guy who's going to go against in all those? Sabotka? Berglund?
Come on now.
You're going to just have Dahlin play all.
No, Sabotka and Berglund are bottom 6 guys.
It just blows my mind. I don't know what they're thinking in Buffalo. Let's trade this tops. All right, enough about it. I don't even have that guy in our list, and I'm just oozing about him already. But yeah, no doubt, Eichel's definitely a player that's.
I guess I meant put up or shut up by, because what is going on in Buffalo? They've been so bad, and he got Dan Bilesma fired allegedly, right?
I don't know. It's a weird story. I don't even. I'm glad it's not my team.
Yeah, right.
That's the main point. All right. So for number 13 for me, I had Wild Bill Karlsson, William Karlsson, 82 games played, 43 goals, 35 assists, 78 points, third in league scoring, highest plus minus in the league with plus 49, which is crazy to me. Like he was on the ice for 49 goals for.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of goals for.
Yeah.
That's like, I think that's like 25% of some team's entire scoring for the year.
Yep.
Like he was on the ice for half of those goals scored. And I know he scored a lot of them because he scored a lot of his goals even strength, which makes it even more phenomenal that he did that. There we go. He was tied for first in shorthanded points. That's what it was. So he is a fantastic defensive player.
Yep.
He led his team in points. He had a 53-point increase from last year. So even if he averages maybe like 50, even if he gets like 53 points next season, it's still like you're still good. You're still good, bud.
Yeah.
Like even if you get like minus 20 points, like I don't even at this point it's like, well, like all right, dude. Like, which again, I didn't get to talk about this before, but his contract is stupid. He literally he shot himself in the foot. That's the dumbest kind. Why would you sign a 1-year contract? But sign a 2-year contract worth like $15 million, like overpay for these 2 years, and then just leave.
Yeah.
Like you're dumb to sign a 1-year contract. Then if you don't make this money, they're not going to sign you to anything over 5.
If he goes back and trends back towards what his career norm was before this,
there's no way. It's over. It's dumb. I think he might have a short career after this because he's going to be overhyped and people are going to expect more from him and he's going to expect more money and then that's just going to get him out of the league really quick. Yeah. That's just what I see for him and it sucks, but that's just what I think. Anyway, who do you have for number 13? We talk about Eichel, right?
Yep.
So number 12. So I'll take it back. Number 12, I had my boy Ryan Getzlaf. Mr. Baldy had 11 goals, 50 assists, 61 points. He finished second in points to only Raquel, who had 69, which is hilarious.
Nice.
Nice. He reached 50 assists for the 4th time in 5 seasons. He pretty much carried the Ducks to the playoffs, by the way. Not a big deal. This guy is phenomenal when he's not injured. He had 54 points in 50 games starting in December 11th. So Susie, he got injured in October, missed that chunk of games, came back in December, and he was the only player who really scored any points during that stretch.
Yep.
Perry wasn't doing nothing. Raquel was helping, yes, but it was just him and Raquel doing all the heavy lifting. There was a point in the season where
Scory Perry wasn't scoring.
Scory Perry was not. I was gonna wear a Perry jersey. That's hilarious. But no, it's if he plays a full 82 game season, he's definitely at least 90 points.
Yeah.
Good for 90 points. He's 33 years old now. I don't know. He's still that good. I think people get a little bit itchy when you start hearing these ages, but at the same time, these guys aren't ancient.
No, he's not ancient, but you look at he's been a little bit of a rugged player.
Yeah, he has, but it hasn't. I mean,
it hasn't affected him yet.
Obviously,
clearly.
last year he was injured, but you look at those 56 games played, and you'll think, oh my God, he must have missed like a whole bunch of games here and there. He missed games at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, came back and played the rest.
Then came back and played the rest. So it's not like he was just, injured off and on here and there. But now he didn't have a nagging injury. This year he's gonna be, if he comes back healthy, which he should and he will, I think he's gonna end up with maybe like 70, 80 points again, maybe even 90. They could come back really good because they have those young players in Max Jones and Sam Steele coming up. So that could really complement him as a player and helping him because he's not the fastest guy, yes. Nope. But at the same time, like if you have a player who can carry the puck up, he just got to put himself in position. He could pass the puck.
Yeah.
So, and it doesn't take that much to skate up the ice, and he's that good. But that's who I had number 12. Who'd you have number 12?
Number 12, I had the hope of Islander Nation now, Matthew Barzal.
Cool. I had him in number 11, so we'll talk about him now. Go ahead.
Yeah, Barzal, 82 games, 22 goals, 63 assists, so for a total of 85 points. And he's going to become the focus of the Islanders franchise now that
JT.
Now that your team got John Tavares.
All right. But enough about me. Barzal, Calder Trophy winner. He tied for most assists in New York Islanders history.
I mean,
but guess who? Who did he tie the rookie history with? In New York Islanders. Can you guess this?
Is it Tavares?
Nope. Can you guess it or no? Is it a yay or is it a nay? Ooh, 3, 2, 1.
Nay. That's gonna be a pass for me.
You missed it. On today's trivia, you were wrong.
Well, I mean, I didn't even really answer, so.
All right, it was Brian Trottier. Yep. 1977.
That is some elite company.
63 assists for Mr. Trout. He had 95 points that season. So.
I mean, what a way to break in the league. Score 85 points.
He's nuts. He's absolutely crazy. He did average 17 minutes, 46 time on ice. He had only a 42.6 faceoff percentage. He did start a lot of his zones in the offensive, which makes sense for a rookie player.
Yeah.
But he was also 147th in center faceoff. So there's that. Not the best. He's a good player though. I mean, shoot.
He'll get a lot of young players struggle in the faceoff dot. So
he is coming into the season, he's going to be the top center for New York, which is kind of it's worrisome, but at the same time, he can do it.
Yeah.
He is good defensively. I give him that. He's fantastic offensively. He's quick. He has fast hands. Beauvillier is going to step up this next season as well, along with him. Not at the same level as Barzal, but I think those two are going to definitely grow into a duo that's going to be good for New York Islanders. But I'm also happy that John Tavares is out of there. I just gotta say that because he's on my team now. But yeah, so there we go. Number 11, who'd you have? Because number 11 was Barzal for me.
Again, another player who I can't believe is this low. And maybe I put him this low because he only played 64 games with Patrice Bergeron.
Bergeron, yep, I have him in 9, so we'll talk about him in a little bit. All right, we're in the top 10. We are in the top 10. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Are you ready for this top 10?
Yes.
Okay,
we could skip my number 10 because we talked about him already.
Who was your number 10?
Kuznetsov.
Kuznetsov. Good. All right, my number 10 is my boy, Austin Matthews. 62 games played, 34 goals, 29 assists, 63 points. An absolute guy. I don't know whether or not he's gay. Just want to say that right now.
Why? There's some questions about that going on in Toronto?
If he's listening, this dude wears jean jackets too much for my life. No, I'm joking. I have nothing against that, but it's just this guy's sense of style. It's so weird. I feel like all those guys have some in Toronto. I don't know if it's just Toronto too, but they just wear some weird stuff.
Weird stuff.
Like Frederick Anderson's just wearing some he was wearing some green pants, and it was like it just looks weird. It's like I don't know. I just laugh because on Twitter there's all these pictures of Austin Matthews just wearing these jean jackets, and he gives this smile. He smiles and he's like, like it's so weird.
Am I wrong about this, or was there someone last year on the Leafs that wore a blue and white checkered suit to the game?
Dude, it was Dermott. Travis Dermott. Maybe Carrick, because Carrick has his own fashion line out. So
Okay.
no, Carrick has the coffee line.
Connor Carrick from my hometown.
Connor Carrick, he has the fashion, or he has a coffee studio. Travis Dermott's the guy who wore the check.
Okay.
Dermott's a fashionable guy. But yeah, I have Austin Matthews here. He had 1.02 points per game average, which is above a point per game average. He was second in goals scored on the team to 36 to JVR, who had 36 goals in 82 games. The season before that, which is his first rookie season, he had 69, which is hilarious. If he played a full season, he probably would have had 44 goals. I think maybe he probably would have had 90 points.
Easily.
If he was not, I could see why. So the NHL had him at number 4 on their list.
Yeah.
I could see why if he played the full season.
Yeah.
But if he was injured, then I think where he's at number 10 is definitely a good spot for him. Definitely not a homer on this one. Obviously, I love Matthews, my favorite player. But right now, it's like if he's not injured, then yeah, because he was injured. He wasn't injured last season, but this season was kind of weird because he came back, was here, came back, left, took 3 weeks off. And then he just kind of stopped playing, and then he was here again. And then during the playoffs, he only had 2 points this year. So it was kind of a weird year for him. But yeah, next season, if he comes back and he's healthy, and he's going to be playing with Tavares on the power play most likely.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be nasty. It's going to be absolutely,
no doubt.
Absolutely nasty. His mitts that he's going to have, it's just, whoa. All right. Who'd you have for number 10?
Number 10, I had Kuznetsov.
Kuznetsov,
We
right.
talked about him. I had Matthews at number 8.
Okay. Number 9 for me, I had Patrice Bergeron. You said you had him. Who'd you have him? 11, right?
I had Bergeron at 11.
Okay, so here we are. Bergeron, 64 games played, 30 goals, 33 assists, 64 points. Was on one of the most productive lines with Marchand and Pasternak. I know firsthand because for the first 5 games of the Maple Leafs versus Bruins playoff, it was just you couldn't stop these men.
Yeah.
These guys just were like, hey, we're here. Here's our foot. I see your neck. It looks nice. I'm gonna
step on it. I'm gonna
put my foot right there.
Yeah.
Bergeron, fantastic player. He hit 30 goals for the third time in 5 seasons. But this is the first time since the 2008-09 season that he's played less than 70 games in a full season. Besides the lockout,
He's a tough player. That guy played with a punctured lung in the 2013 Cup final.
Yeah, I mean that's dumb, but it's really dumb. But he did it. He's a good player, obviously. 64 games played. If he wasn't injured, he probably would have. He probably would have won.
Player.
He would have won the Selke Trophy.
Oh, no doubt.
If he would have kept up that production, he probably would have ended up with 82 points, 83 points, and he would have won the Selke. Just because he wasn't.
He's just so good. Look at his advanced stats if you want to talk about that. His Corsi and face-off percentage were identical. 57.3.
He's just too good.
Yeah.
He's 34 years old, and I keep forgetting how old he is. It's so weird from player to player. You'll talk about age, like I don't know, David Booth. Like
Oh my god, there's a name.
David Booth is only like 34 years old, but it seems ancient, right? Ancient 34 years old. And you look at Bergeron, he's 34. Like it's like ancient 34 years old David Booth.
Oh, you're right about that.
That's like the first and even ancient Ryan Getzlaf at 33. Like, oh my god, like there's not even close. Like, you know what I mean? Even Patrick Marleau. Patrick Marleau is like 39 years old, but you don't think he's like ancient because that guy still skates super fast.
Yeah,
he's still a quick player.
Puts up points.
So that kind of thing. Anyway, number 8, I had John Tavares, my boy JT.
I had him at 7.
My new boy JT, John Tavares. I have his shirt. John Tavares, 37 goals, 47 assists, 84 points. This was his highest point total since the 2014-15 season. He was second in team scoring to Barzal, as we mentioned earlier. 9th in center scoring. Second highest goal scoring total, like from where he was in New York. So it's like you had Bailey or whoever was scored 40 goals, and then John Tavares, and then they just dropped. They just dropped from there. So definitely, he switched teams obviously to the Leafs. I can only see him being next year. I bet he's top 5.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be playing with better players.
Oh my God, he's a better team. He has a playoff team.
Yeah,
this is the first time in a long time he's ever had like an actual like playoff team. So I don't know. I think he's gonna get 90 points, 95 points.
That's fair.
100 could be in the ballpark because he's gonna be playing with Mitch.
Yeah,
and let me tell you,
that's fair.
Mitch gets his Mountain Dew. Mitch is going. Mitch is going. So yeah, I have number 8. Who'd you have at number 8?
I had at number 8. I had Austin Matthews. I had at number 9, Mark Scheifele.
Mark Scheifele. Okay. I have him at 6, so we'll talk about him when we get there. Number 7. Who'd you have at number 7?
I had Tavares.
Tavares. Okay. I had Steven Stamkos, number 7.
Okay. I had. Where did I have Stamkos? I had Stamkos 6.
Never. He just didn't have. It's off the list. All right. So we'll talk about Stamkos now. Stamkos, 78 games played, 27 goals, 59 assists, 86 points. Take it away.
Oh, it's good to see Stamkos playing close to a full season. Only missed 4 games. And everyone, he's known as a sniper. I mean, you see all those wicked one-timers and all that. But 59 assists. I like that. Yeah,
he's come on. So this is the first time. So we're getting into the old boys club, and a little not old boys club, but the guys you expect to be in these top center spots now. So this was his highest point total since 2011-12.
What was his highest assist total? Because was he always a guy that would have more goals than assists?
No. Yes, kind of. When in the beginning of his career, in the beginning of his career, he had like 95 points, 90 points, 92 points around for like 3 years. He was like one of the best players in the league. And then obviously he got injured, and then consistency wasn't there. They missed the playoffs, obviously. But anyway, he was definitely a player who had a lot of goals versus this. He had like the same amount of goals, assists, that kind of thing. But yeah, no, he came back this year. I mean, he was tied for 4th in power play goals with 15 power play goals, which was first for centers. He was 4th in power play points with 33. And he was actually 6th in power play, like his percentage on the power play. He was like 6th in the entire league. Every time he's on the ice for a power play, they would score. Like there was like, I think, what does it say? There's a 93% chance every time he's on the ice for a power play, they would score. Which is what? Which is absolutely amazeballs.
It's like Stamkos comes on the ice and you're done.
You're done, bud.
Yeah.
But no, he's a fantastic player. But yeah, I you know what? They're gonna keep becoming a really good franchise, Tampa Bay, and he's one of their top players. So he's definitely worth this position where he's at right now.
Like I said, maybe I said this a couple shows ago, but yeah, he's He's a great player, and Tampa is the team that I'm going to say is winning the Stanley Cup every year until they actually win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, they're weird. They're like the '90s Braves. Like they're so good, but they don't win. They win it once, and they haven't even won it once.
I wonder. Well, yeah, with this core, I wonder if now that the Caps won, if that's going to be like the new team. Oh, they choked again in the playoffs.
I will talk about that in a little bit. Actually, you have something on that. All right. So number 6, right? Yes. All right. Number 6. Who'd you have for number 6?
I had Stamkos.
Stamkos. Okay. Number 6, I had Scheifele. I forgot about Scheifele.
Yeah.
I made this list, and right when I was leaving my house this morning, I don't know why something popped on my phone. I didn't have Bergeron, Scheifele, or John Tavares on this list for some reason. I just totally I was calling myself names. I was like,
but it's so. I mean, you look at the list of all the centers. It's so easy
to forget somebody.
Like I didn't have Getzlaf in mind, and I didn't even think of it until you.
Yeah, I forgot about Getzlaf too, man. I forgot about all these players. All right, so number 6, I had Scheifele, 23 goals, 37 assists, 60 points. He came off an 82-point season in the 2016-17 season. In the playoffs, he had the playoffs. We're talking playoffs. He had 14 goals and 66, 20 points in 17 games. He had 7 away goals in that series versus Nashville.
Yeah,
that's
insane.
He was just a tank.
Mm-hmm.
He just guy came on there. You couldn't stop this dude. It was crazy. He made Turris look like, I'm going at. He looked like a little something.
Yep.
Like Turris, they talk about how bad Turris was, but like let's just be honest here. He was matched up with Scheifele a lot.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, you didn't even have the puck. You had 0% of the time with the puck. Yeah. And they had nobody to stop Scheifele. Scheifele was just a monster. And then he just fell off against the Vegas because everyone fell off in Vegas.
Yeah. Somehow.
But yeah, no doubt. Mark Scheifele, fantastic. I do remember
a game player.
Funny story. We'll go back to my story time with me. So I remember I was in my garage in like 2014, and he played for I think it was the Barrie Colts. And I remember reading a story where somebody was like saying, "Oh, Mark Scheifele was drafted this high, but he's not worth it. He might end up as a 50-point player. He's not very consistent. This guy, he probably gets traded out of Winnipeg." And I just remember that story, and I remember on Twitter at the time, he has just started his Twitter, and I at him when I was like a freshman in high school, and I remember adding him. And I'm like, you're gonna be amazing, dude. I'm like, I love you in NHL games, and he messaged me back. He's like, thank you, I actually needed that. So
that's awesome.
So I just remember that me messaging him. He's like, thank you, man.
I think this should be a new segment on the show, Story Time with Nikos.
Start NHL video game time.
Yeah.
But yeah, though that was something I just remember. And I actually met him when he went against the Blackhawks here. Okay. I met him, and I remember showing him the thing. He was like, "Oh yeah," and I took a picture with it. Anyway, yeah, I love that guy. Good player. Yes. Mark Scheifele started off slow, but now he's one of the best players in the league. Number 6 overall. If he would have played this whole season, 90 points.
Yeah,
I think 90 points. I think he.
Well, he had what, 60 and 60?
Yep, 60. 60 and 60. So, yep, no doubt. Okay, top 5, bud. Yep. Who you got for number 5?
Anze Kopitar.
What a coincidence, me too. Yeah, we say how hard we didn't synchronize this list, people. We did this on our own. I also had Anze Kopitar.
Yeah.
This is where I started writing paragraphs on people.
Yeah.
Anze Kopitar, 82 games played, 35 goals, 57 assists. I actually had him on number 3 originally, and I was like, I can't do that. This is his 11th year in the NHL. This was his career high in the NHL in his 11th year. After a career low of 52 points.
That was a great rebound year for him.
Yeah, it's weird. So obviously, this was a career low over a full season because he had 42 points in 47 games in the 2012-13 lockout.
Yeah.
He was 7th in assists this year. He had the highest time on ice. So think about this. You have Barkov, who's number 2, and Kopitar, number 1. It makes sense because of how great these guys are defensively. Speaking of defense, he won the Selke this year. So definitely one of those players that is the top. He is the top defensive player. I can't
Yeah.
say he is one of the. He is the
Yeah.
top. He was third highest faceoff percentage. I did it over 1,000 faceoffs. So
Okay.
he was third highest in the league in faceoff percentage. He led his team in points, which was a 31-point difference between him and Brown, who had 61. So it was either Kopitar or nobody in Brown sometimes.
Yeah, it was just pretty much all Kopitar.
Yeah, so he carried that offense, and we were talking about before when we were doing our preludes for the season. How Kopitar, how the LA Kings had no offense. They're like the Ducks.
Yeah.
No offense, fantastic defense.
Yep.
And like I said, he's fifth overall in the league because he is that good. He's underratedly fast.
Mhm.
I remember watching him in the Stanley Cup Finals that he's played in.
He's big too.
He is. He's a big man, and he's a good player.
Yeah.
He's like if Datsuk was like 6'4". Like he has hands.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
He has hands. He plays with his body. Obviously best defensive player in the league.
Yeah.
And he's a top line center. He's worth the $10.5 million.
Oh, no doubt.
Like obviously 92 points, huge point total for him. I can't really gush anything else about him because he's that good of a player, and I like him. I like him a lot as that guy. You have anything to add for him?
I think we pretty much just touched on everything.
All right.
I mean,
sorry,
fact that he is the
to
face
touch
of the
my
Kings,
Kopitar. Yeah, he's a great player. All right, number 4. Who'd you have for number 4?
number 4, I had Nathan McKinnon.
Nathan McKinnon, number 4. Okay, I had him a little bit further. I had number 4, Evgeny Malkin. I had him. We probably have him switched, maybe. You have number 3, right?
Malkin?
Yeah.
I have him 2.
You have 2. Okay, so we did have him switched. I had Nate McKinnon at 2. All right, so we'll just talk about Malkin now, and we'll get up to whatever. So Malkin, 42 goals, 56 assists, 98 points. He also his 11th year in the NHL. This was the most. I want to bring. This is such a weird point. So anybody who was from like 7th up here has played besides McKinnon and McDavid and Scheifele, they have all played from the past the 2011-2012 season.
Yeah.
So this is the third player that's had a career high, who had the career high in 2011-2012. Malkin had that year he had 109 points. This year 98 points. This is the most points he's had since then because he's been injured.
Yeah.
And he led the Penguins in points. He was tied for 4th most in goals with 42. Tied for 3rd most power play points with 38. And again, this is the first season since 2011-2012 that he's played over 75 games.
Yeah.
So
he's a phenomenal player. I don't know how he got left out of the NHL 100.
I know, that's nuts.
Right?
And Taves got in. 3-time 30 goal scorer, Patrick Kane. 3-time 30 goal scorer, Patrick Kane.
Yeah, Kane.
1-time 70-point scorer, Jonathan Taves. Are you joking me, bud? Oh my God. Horrible. I don't even know how he did it. Malkin's a generational talent, and
I got a little
nuts.
something on Taves in a couple minutes, but
okay. Okay. We'll get to that.
But as for
I hate
Gino,
Taves. Just want to let you know right now.
clearly.
I absolutely hate that guy. All right.
As for Gino, like you said, 98 points, just a great player. He has score.
He is scored. Puck put the net. He scored goal. It reminds me of good like mother's goulash. It reminds me of like when he scored goal, he opens up chest with little ring inside, and it's like, oh, happy time. All right.
That's I think probably my favorite hockey interview of all time. When they asked Malkin about how does it feel to be the league scoring champion, and that was his response: "I am score.
I am score. I am puck." All right, number 3. Who'd you have number 3? Malkin, right?
No, I had Malkin too. I had his teammate, Sidney Crosby, 3.
Okay, I had Sidney Crosby as well. And number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Take it from here.
Well, what is there really to say about Crosby? He's one of the greatest players of all time, despite the fact that I really don't like him.
No, it's funny you say that
I
because
really don't like him.
I have like paragraphs for each player, and then I just have Crosby like just his goals and his points. I have nothing else for him because it's just like, what can you say about Crosby?
Yeah,
It's like,
I mean, everyone's seen
He's the best
highlights.
player.
He does everything.
yeah, he's the best player. I'm like, he's the best player in the league. Like, we all know he's like, obviously McDavid's coming up for scoring and offense. He's not there defensively as good as Crosby is.
Yeah.
Like, we both have him at 3, but we both know he's the best player in the league. Like realistic.
If that makes sense.
If that makes sense.
Somehow.
You know what I mean, though, right? Like, he does the most defensively, does the most offensively,
he does
carries the
everything.
team
He's
on.
the best overall.
Yeah, exactly. So
I guess you could say. See, 'cause
Point-wise,
now I'm
no.
going to have to try and make sense of saying he's the best overall player.
Yeah,
Number 3 on this list.
you know what? But people who watch hockey and like are in tuned with hockey, they understand that they're not going to be like, "What?
Yeah.
You have him at 3?" Like, no one's like bring whose voice? Jim Benning in the background. But Horvat's the best. But Horvat should be on this list, bud. Oh. Sorry,
Jim Benning back again
Jim
for the
Ben-
second straight week.
I'm back. Were you talking about Vancouver? All right, no, for real. Get out of here, Jim. You're not here. Yeah, Crosby. Okay, so this was actually, again, we'll bring it back to the stat I mentioned earlier. This is the first time since 2012 season, Crosby hasn't led the Penguins in points. It's a long time, 6 years. 6 years he's been going. And this is actually his 5th straight healthy season, by the way, that he's had 78 to 82 games played each season, hasn't been injured. So I'm glad he's the best player, and I'm glad that we're getting to see him play through.
Yeah, because that's pretty remarkable. Because he missed a season?
He missed season and a half.
Yeah, and
He went through close, and then he came back and got injured again.
yeah, and it was kind of like, okay,
Well, he wasn't really injured in the lockout season because he was going to win the Art Ross for most points, and he broke his jaw.
Yeah,
It's right when I remember right when they traded for Iginla, they were wearing those light blue jerseys that they had, and Iginla came out on the ice, and then Crosby just got nailed with a puck. I just remember that was the first game, and it was so dumb because it was like you just traded for Iginla and you just broke Crosby. Like, oh god, that sucks. I don't want to talk about Iginla. All right, so enough about Crosby. We all know he's great. Number 2. I had Nathan McKinnon. You had Malkin. Take it away from McKinnon.
Nathan McKinnon, 74 games, 39 goals, 58 assists for 97 points. He had a 50.1, 50.9 Corsi, but only a 42% face-off win percentage.
Who cares?
A guy who finally has been living up to his draft status. Colorado's been Colorado. They finally had that breakout year last year, and he was the driving force behind it. 97 points. This guy's a hell of a skater, and I don't know. I don't really know what else to say about him.
I mean, he had a 44-point increase from last year. Obviously, he led the team in points.
Yeah,
no doubt about that. He was second in power play points, goals, or power play percentage in the league. Again, to Stamkos. So remember that power play percentage thing? Whenever he was on the power play, a 92% chance he scored, which is absolutely nuts. He had the 5th most power play points in centers with 32. Yeah, he had the most. He was tied for the most game-winning goals with points.
Okay.
Which is another mind-blowing stat too. I mean, you want to talk about clutch? He had the season that I think Tyler Seguin should have, and I think he has a season that Tyler Seguin never has had, where he leads the team in points.
Yeah,
and like leads them to big. You just don't have 12 game-winning goals. Just whatever. Can you guess who he's tied with though? You guess who he's tied with
for game-winning goals?
Game-winning goals
for last season. Ooh,
he plays in the East.
Plays in the East.
Wears a blue uniform. Ooh, can you guess this name?
A Ranger.
A Ranger. Nope, not a Ranger. You're no Rangers. 3,
Blue uniform.
2.
An Islander.
1.
Is it Barzal?
No, it's Braden Point.
Oh, you just said Braden.
Yeah, I
Point,
know, I
didn't
did
you?
too, and that's why I'm like, are you kidding me? Braden Point, yep, tied, which is nuts to think of too, because he had like 60 points. That guy's a rocket as well. So yeah, definitely Nathan McKinnon. Think of it this way: so we had 38 points a couple seasons ago, 52 the next year, 53 next year, and then 97 points this year. Does he do it again? Think he does it again?
There's a good chance.
I don't think so. I think this is the year he came in motivated. And I think maybe he gets like 70 points next year.
Well,
I think it's like
that doesn't suck.
it doesn't suck. Yeah, I know it doesn't suck. But he still has a fantastic contract, by the way, too. 6.3, I think. Fantastic contract. All right. Number 1. Let me just play the song really quick because it's number 1, right?
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum. All right. So number 1 overall. I think we all know who this guy is.
Yep.
Number 1 overall in 2015.
Jonathan Taves.
2-time Art Ross Trophy winner. 1 Ted Lindsay Trophy. He won the Ted Lindsay twice in a row as well. He had the highest power play percentage in the league. He was 2nd in assists. He missed the playoffs. The one and only.
Like Jesus.
Yes.
Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid.
Yeah. What a terrific player.
So good.
I mean, you would
He's so good. It's not even fair sometimes.
I remember his draft year, or leading up to his draft year, and everyone's saying like, "Oh my God, this is the next great player to come in the league." And I'm sitting there going, "Well, for as much as I hate Crosby, but when the guy's healthy, I don't think anyone's better than him. Connor McDavid's better than
Connor McDavid is the best player since Gretzky.
Yeah,
calling it right now. There's no
offensively.
Offensively, yes.
Like we said, Crosby's
give it a year or two when he
but-
makes the playoffs more.
Yeah.
Then he's definitely going to be another level. Will open up for McDavid.
I
But
think the Islanders are going to get back, or the Oilers are going to get back to the playoffs.
they had a weird season last year. They had the low at that power play penalty kill percentage.
Yeah.
Crazy low. Power play crazy low. The goalie couldn't make a save for anything. Their defense was shot in the foot when Sekera went down. Obviously, he's injured again. I think they should make a trade for defenders. Klefbom had a weirdly bad season. Everyone had an off year at the same time. And even McDavid wasn't McDavid until halfway through the season.
Yeah.
But then by then it was already too late. I think they are going to make the playoffs.
Even
this year.
McDavid wasn't himself for half the season, and he's put up 108
Yeah,
points.
no, that's what I mean. Like this was Kucherov's Art Ross Trophy until the last like 3 weeks, and then McDavid like
Yeah.
just got 108, just put down a foot on the gas. Was like, hey, not that the games even mattered for his team anyway, but you know what I mean. It's just such a he's amazing. He's the best player in the league offensively, and I think he's the most fun. He's the most fun to watch.
Yeah.
In the league. He is a fantastic player.
So
out of this
fast.
out of this world player. He's fast. Have you ever seen him in person?
No.
I've watched him twice. It's just amazing. It's so crazy how fast he skates. His agility, how he moves on the ice. It's just magic.
Mhm.
It's just and the way he does it with full speed on the ice with the puck. This guy has the puck on his hands going like million miles per hour, and he does it all full speed.
Yeah.
And it's crazy the creativity that he has too, because he'll be in the middle of the ice. There'll be like 5 dudes in front of him just laying a wall down. He'll magically find a way, or he'll act like he's gonna drop pass it, but then keep it in his skate and then pass off the boards to himself. It's just
He's so good.
I just don't know how he does it. And I'm trying to figure out like you can't even figure him out. And again, that's the whole point, I guess, right? So I mean, he's not good of a player. So number 1 overall, Connor McDavid. This list was
it was tough.
This list was a thing, man.
Yeah.
This list was definitely
It was a challenge to put together, that's for sure.
this list was crazy. I don't know. There was don't get me wrong. There's so many other like fantastic centers that are out there right now too. We didn't even mention Pavelski is a fantastic center. I didn't even have Couturier on my list.
I did want to say that out of all the centers,
Jonathan Taves.
I wrote down a page and a half.
About Jonathan Taves. How he
But
sucks.
Taves had the second highest face-off winning percentage and the second highest Corsi, for what it's worth.
How many points did he have?
60?
He had 60 points. No way he
I
had
got it right
60.
here.
He had to have like 50.
Jonathan, oh yeah, 52.
Yeah, no way. I mean, what
Nick
were you?
Schmaltz had 52 points last year.
Who?
Nick Schmaltz.
So yeah, what were you gonna say about Jonathan Taves?
No, I mean, I still think that there is some value there because the guy clearly drives possession. So it's just weird that he doesn't score more.
I don't find it weird. I think he's slow. I think he has no offensive creativity. He gets all this ice time, and it's like he's good defensively, yeah. But then as soon as the puck goes up the ice, it's like hands of stone just take over him, and then he forgets how to skate.
Which is weird because he scored some pretty amazing goals.
Yeah,
early
I
in
know.
his
I
career.
don't know what happened, and it just disappeared from him, man.
Yeah.
But all right, so that was our top 20 NHL centers. You can follow us on Twitter at the Bagskate. You can follow me, Nico from the TO, at Nico from the TO on Twitter. You can follow Matt at
Velisca 52.
Yep, you can follow him there. You can please subscribe. If you like this video, please subscribe. Makes a lot of sense to subscribe because we like you. Yeah, so if you liked the video, like I said, leave a like, comment what your list was, and we'll see you on the next video of the Bagskate. I love you. Subscribe. Do it. And end it.
Pavilion entre el equipo de los Oakland Grizzlies y UC Flames, día de los seniors, en el cual Melita Emanuel Carl es una de ellas, Laura Litchfield la segunda y Terry Bender también. Esta tarde, va a ser un juego bastante complicado para las Flames, ya que el equipo de Oakland se ve con bastante fuerza. 5 minutos nos separan para la bola de dos. Yo soy Sergio Venegas y esta transmisión es auspiciada por Chicagoland Sports Radio y Illinois Media Institute. Yo soy Sergio Venegas, una vez más trayéndoles este juego de baloncesto femenil. No se muevan, en un momento más regresamos para dar la alineación titular de cada equipo. Muy buenas tardes, bienvenidos nuevamente a este juego entre el equipo de los Grizzlies de Oakland y las UC Flames. Esta noche será complicada para las UC Flames debido a que el equipo de los Grizzlies se ve con bastante fuerza. Yo soy Sergio Venegas trayéndoles para ustedes este juego de baloncesto femenil colegial desde el UC Pavilion. No ha sido una ruta nada fácil para el equipo de las Flames y ya está todo preparado. Quedan 40 segundos para que inicie el juego. Vamos a escuchar las alineaciones de ambas escuadras, las quintetas titulares, y al mismo tiempo escucharemos respetuosamente el himno nacional de los Estados Unidos, motivo por el cual guardaremos silencio para poder escuchar la entonación de este mismo. Yo soy Sergio Venegas, a escasos 17 segundos de iniciar este juego de baloncesto femenil colegial. El equipo de los Grizzlies viene de un color negro y el equipo de los UC Flames de blanco, como siempre.
Hi, everybody. I'm Candy Gomez here at the Illinois Media School in Lombard. I am one of the newest people to join the staff here. I am a student advisor. I bring all my expertise, my years from B96 Radio, WGN, Chicago Sky, Kiss FM. I bring all that here when I talk to kids, students of all ages, of all backgrounds, and let them know what radio is like. We're just working in the media too. I'm Candy Gomez from Kiss FM, and I am IMS.
Bienvenidos nuevamente a este tercer set desde el Kidan Arena. Yo soy Sergio Venegas trayéndoles este juego de voleibol varonil colegial entre el equipo del Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks y el equipo de los Cougars San Javier University. Recordemos que el equipo de los Cougars van ganando 2-0. Ahora los Scarlet Hawks atacarán del lado izquierdo de su pantalla hacia el derecho y los Cougars de derecha a izquierda. Todo ya está listo para este tercer set. Necesitan ponerse las pilas el equipo de los Hawks y es que planean regresar en este juego. Todo está ya preparado para este tercer set de voleibol varonil. Todo está preparado, ya le entregan el balón al número 6, Kupiek, que tendrá los honores de realizar el primer saque de este tercer set. Viene Kupiek, toma la distancia, se eleva, saca con potencia, bien fildeado por el número 10, centro, el número 10 con el remate agresivo buscando las manos y hace que se arrastre el número 15 por parte de Illinois Tech, Paulo Samashushin. Puntos en la pizarra para los Cougars, vendrá a servir el número 10, Sean Barry. Nuevamente Barry buscaba los brazos, mal fildeado por parte del número 1, Bostic. Le mete mal los antebrazos, no es valiente y por eso está el segundo punto en la pizarra. Dominic Villa. No. Bien fildeado nuevamente. La dejadita Kupiek no logra controlar. 3-0 y seguirá sirviendo el número 10. Sean Barry. Viene a servir. Busca ir profundo. Bien fildeado.
Welcome to the Back Skate. I'm Nico from the TO.
Yeah, we're not Star Wars fans here, in case you haven't
This
been
is
able to tell yet.
this is the Back Skate Cantina where we talk about NHL news.
Mm-hmm.
I totally didn't steal that from Rebel Force Radio, but totally did. In today's Cantina, we're talking about Tyler Seguin. How he's disappointed.
Yeah, you know what? We kind of went over this when we were discussing him earlier in the top 20 centers about how he does put up numbers, but really though, if you're the Stars, they haven't done anything with him. As far as, I mean, what have they been to the playoffs twice?
Oh, this is a hot take. What are you saying? Get it? What are you saying? Want to trade him?
No,
Oh.
but
go.
But you know, I mean, look at what we talked about earlier. He doesn't provide much clutch-wise or defensively.
Yeah.
I mean, would the Stars give him a max contract?
Oh, I thought you were going with the hot take.
No.
Trade him.
I'm not saying they're going to trade him because I don't think they are.
I was like, oh boy.
But I just don't think he's going to get the kind of money that he wants.
All right. Well, if you won't say it, I'll say trade him. Trade him now. No. Yeah. You know, he gets. He is a weird player in the fact that he'll get you 40 goals and he's a phenomenal player. He's had 70 plus points the last 3 seasons. He's more disappointed. What did the article say up there? It says that he's disappointed because he hasn't been offered a contract extension yet, which is kind of weird because he is your top center. Don't get me wrong. And the Stars were in on John Tavares, as you remember, which they were saving money for him, and now that John Tavares is obviously off the market, makes you wonder, where do I fit? I am your top center, man. You'd think you would have gotten the contract extension by now.
You would think.
You definitely would, but ultimately he hasn't. So
he says here himself that it's been a long few summers with no deep runs. The goal since I touched on in Dallas was to get deep in the playoffs and hopefully win. So that's my focus. Clearly, they have not done that yet.
Yeah, well, don't get me wrong. So Dallas, they're always in the running for top players. They got Radulov. They brought in Masat, and with the idea that him and Klingberg can do something together. They went out and got Bishop. And it just really hasn't hasn't worked out with the goaltending because of how bad Niemi and Lettinen were.
Yeah.
Lettinen wasn't that bad this season, but it ultimately fell apart in the last 2 weeks of the season, where they went on a losing streak because of that. Those Stars were also tied to getting Erik Karlsson this summer, but those fell apart. I feel bad for Seguin in the fact that he is a competitive guy, and he has. I think so let's just say he has 30 playoff games. 23 of those were at Boston. Yeah. And he hasn't been a Boston Bruin in 5 years.
Yep.
And I mean, you play 7 games. They lost in that first. I remember what they lost in the first round series against the Ducks, I believe, a couple seasons ago. And since then, they've won every single off season. It seems like
off-season champions
for real.
Jim Nill.
They've been the off-season champions, and they really just haven't done anything with it. And that's what makes it. Again, it's you have Tyler Seguin as your first line center. Yes, but who else is behind him? Radek Vaska. He was drafted in the first round. He's a good third line center. It's not a second line center.
Yeah.
Talk about Jason Spezza. Jason Spezza, $7.5 million. He hasn't been good in years
since
now.
Ottawa.
And I mean, who else is there? You have Ben Seguin and Radulov now doing most of the heavy lifting work. You have Janmark, who is a good depth player. Pitlick's a good depth player. And then who else? Who else is on that team? Nobody. Nobody's on that team. They thought of bringing.
They're getting Nichushkin coming back over from Russia this year, right?
Okay, but who is he going to center with?
Yeah.
Who's he going to? What are you going to have? You don't have. They tried Jamie Benn at center before, and that didn't really work out too well. And it's just you don't have a second line center. If Spezza becomes good, Spezza's barely a center in the NHL. He might even end up moving the wing now because of how much of his skill has decayed. And he's not a good 2-way player as well. Which it just begs the whole thing where it's like you have this team that should be good, but it just
it
just falls apart, and that's where it gets me confused on what you can do with the Dallas Stars. And going back to the main point with Tyler Seguin, yeah, he's disappointed that he's not getting a contract right now, and you gotta keep in mind it is August 30th.
Yeah.
So it's like what else are we gonna talk about? But I know you're probably just this wouldn't even have come up in the middle of the season. Like, oh yeah, he's disappointed. Boo hoo.
Yeah. Right.
You gotta keep that in mind. But I do have to think about it. It is his last year of his contract, and he hasn't gotten an extension yet. That does kind of make you kind of wonder.
It does. What is Dallas's plan going forward here?
All right, what would you sign Tyler? What would you sign Tyler Seguin to? I'm Jim. What's his name?
Jim Nill.
I'm Jim Nill. Because they both have Jim.
Sounds like Jim Benning back in the office.
Both with J's. You're Tyler Seguin. What do you want?
Well, if you're Seguin, obviously you're going to want a max contract as much as you can get.
You think he's over 11? Yeah, I know. It's a weird thing.
Yeah,
it's a weird time when you have that kind of.
What do we know? What Dallas's cap situation is?
They're good. They're fine. They have nobody.
I mean,
Spezza's the only guy that really makes money.
Ultimately from Dallas, I probably do give him a big contract because
he deserves it.
If he does walk away, you're losing all that offensive production. So, if you're not getting much from him in the D zone, you're going to have to find bottom 6 players that can play that role.
They can't. Nobody's going to replace 40 goals, even if you do get a
No, I'm saying that if they do re-sign him and give him that long-term deal, they're going to have to find those role players.
Yeah, I mean that's the ideal version for every team to surround with depth players.
Yeah,
and
they have to clean it up defensively. Like you said, the goaltending hasn't been good. They have Ben Bishop now.
He was injured last season, and then didn't end up being that well. And then this season, I think they brought in Khudobin. So Khudobin and Bishop are now the 2 people in charge of goaltending. Well, I don't know, because you got Klingberg, who had a fantastic season.
Klingberg's good.
mean, he is a fantastic defenseman. Heiskanen maybe coming in and helping out on the defense, and then if Mathot is healthy, then Mathot can come in and help on and that's actually a decent D pairing there. And you have good forwards. Maybe it all just comes together this season, and everything's all happy, and the Dallas Stars make playoffs. But that Central Division
Yeah, I keep forgetting they're in the Central now.
it just keeps on getting better. Colorado made the playoffs last season.
Yeah.
I mean, Chicago could bounce back. Could. Possibly. Maybe
Well,
not.
We'll see.
Probably not.
They don't really have the defense, but
They don't have goaltending.
yeah,
They don't have
that's true.
goaltending. That's
Cam Ward's not
Oh,
striking
boy.
fear in you.
no, he's not. St. Louis got better.
Oh, St. Louis got a lot better.
Nashville is Nashville. Winnipeg is Winnipeg.
The Wild are still pretty good.
Yeah, it's not. This is not. It's not a division that you can like start off slow in, because once you get to Thanksgiving, once you get to American Thanksgiving, it's pretty much
That's
like,
it. Yeah.
that's it. If you're not in the playoff spot, it's gonna be hard to dig yourself out of it, especially because
That's weird saying that because there's so much of a season left after that.
there is.
But it's so true though.
But you're 25, 20, 23 games in by that point, by Thanksgiving. And by then it's like if you're
You know what you are at that point.
If you're 9-15 by then,
Yeah.
you have to win a lot of games
Yes.
to come back out of that hole and then make sure other teams you're just relying on
There's so much that has to happen.
Yeah, exactly. You're relying on too many things at the same time
So
for your
many-
own,
So many factors outside of your control.
which is kind of what happened last season with Dallas. They were good in the beginning, and they looked like they were in the playoffs. I think they had like a 20, and let's just say for whatever sakes, they had like a 15-10 record. And like I said, within the last 3 weeks of the season, they just couldn't buy a win, and then they ended up getting out of the playoffs, and then Colorado passed them. So it looked like it was going to be Dallas in there for a while, and then they back out. But the main point here for Tyler Seguin, it is disappointing, and he should be disappointed because they're not giving him a contract because of what he's done for the team so far. He's been one of their top players. Him and Ben are great friends. They have a great relationship. And
Try explaining that to your fan base though. If he leaves in free agency, like
yeah,
How-
you can't.
yeah,
You have to trade him. Like there's no. It's this John Tavares signing. It opened some eyes for a lot of players. It's like maybe I don't need to sign here. Maybe I do want to go sign with another team or with my favorite team.
yeah.
You know, like I can go
That's
play
true.
anywhere I want to now. I can go play with my friends if I want to go play with my friends because people are gonna give me the money I want, give me the term I want, and I can get the team I want. So if they trade him, he has a modified trade clause in his contract. So it's not like they're gonna, even if they do, let's say for whatever reason they traded them to Ottawa for whatever reason.
Okay.
They trade him to Ottawa at the end in the trade deadline. He doesn't need to sign there, and that's the whole thing. With once you trade him, like you have to sign him to an extension, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the whole point of signing him as a player. You want to sign him an extension to get that kind of to get the most out of it.
If you make a trade prior to the season,
Mhm.
yeah, you need to sign him to an extension. I
Right.
mean, if you trade for him at the deadline, yeah, it's a rental player that happens every year.
Yeah.
But trading for someone right now prior to the season needs an extension.
Yeah, I mean he's a good player. I just don't really think that that's something that you can really do with it. I don't. It's a tough situation. So you don't want it to end up being like Ottawa, where you have Stone, Carlson,
Yeah.
Anderson, other guy, I can't
All
do Shane.
those guys
on
with
1
1 year
year.
left.
Exactly. You don't want to sign Sagan to a 1 year, $11 million deal, and then have him just walk away, because that could happen.
It could.
That could be a thing that happens. But anyway, that was our little spiel about Tyler Seguin.
The Bag Skate Cantina.
The Bag Skate. You've been listening to the Bag Skate Cantina, where we talk about one thing for 15 minutes. One thing and one thing only. So I hope you guys like this. Subscribe. like the video.
What do we have coming up next?
When we come back, this is for all the YouTube people. So if you want to keep listening, we'll have another video right after this with Twitch Prime streamer GoBar South. We're gonna continue our EA NHL rankings. If you want to listen to that, we'll have a link in the description. If you like this video, leave a like. If you really like this video, subscribe. And if you really, really, really like this video, comment something in the description saying that you love me. We'll see you in a little bit. This is Bagsgate.
Sports activities in the state of Illinois. And we'd like to remind you that while high school athletics and activities gives us a reason to cheer, sportsmanship gives us all, students, coaches, parents, and fans, a way to contribute.
Welcome one, welcome all. We are here at Illinois Tech, the Illinois Institute of Technology. Pete Ferrer alongside Jinx Scott here. We got some outstanding weather today. The heat wave has hit Chicago, folks, 46 degrees and rainy. We're doing no national anthem. We're doing no starting lineups because the weather is predicted to get worse. But we are excited to be here on the call as Beloit comes into town, 8-8 overall, taking on your Illinois Tech women's lacrosse team. Jinx, as we are about to get started, the refs are we're not even doing much of an intro here as the face-off and draw is about to happen.
Getting right into the action.
And here we are, 30 minutes in each half, probably a 10-minute halftime based on weather. We already have our first whistle on the day. And left to right, for those of you at home, is going to be Illinois Tech. They're wearing the white unis with the black numbers and letters, red trim. Beloit is wearing the blue. Would you call it a royal blue? Is it royal? Are we going royal?
Yeah.
We'll go royal blue with yellow number and letters and a white trim around that one. Long sleeves and long pants are on here today under the unis, as it is it's a cold one. You know, last week we had the wind when Jinx was on the call. Today we got the cold.
Yep, I think I'd rather have the wind back. Although the combination would not be good.
A quick pass dropped by Maserowski. Last Saturday, a thrilling game. Jinx, I was so excited to go on to our next event we had after last Saturday's game. And during the week, I don't know if you spoke to anybody, but I was like, what a game.
That was fantastic. Ruben with that tying goal right there with 0.8 of a second left. It's just amazing. And then Jennifer Young with the winning goal in overtime.
So pace might be slowed down a bit today with a very wet field. It should, if the ball hits the ground, it should roll a bit. I'm anxious to see as I scroll here with the viewers at home. A lot of the players wearing the gloves, the cross sticks. As we have an attempt, shot goes wide, stays in play, will be picked up by Illinois Tech. But with most of the cross sticks being a composite or an aluminum type cross stick, it's going to be interesting to see how the grip is today on a lot of the hard shots. You might have a lot of soft, a lot of passing attempts here.
Welcome back to the Bagsgate. I'm your host, Nico from the TO. He is
Matt, Big Blonde Bear Melissa.
And coming up right now is major Twitch streamer, sometimes goal scorer, sometimes rocket go-getter, lady killer, Trevor GoBar South 23. Can you hear me, buddy? Can you hear me? Are you here? Are you with us? No, maybe not. It's not with us. Hello, Trevor.
Hit the red button.
Trevor, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
There we go.
There we go.
There he is. I hear him. I hear the rocket calling right now. What is going on, buddy? How's your day?
Not a whole lot. Coming in hot off back-to-back Fortnite wins.
There we go. Did I
On
mention? Did I mention Twitch Prime?
On stream, by the way.
You got to mention Twitch Prime, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're back with EA NHL ratings. Last time we complained about Taves for 20 minutes. This week we're gonna complain about Rask for 40. No, just kidding. So we're picking up on our list. We're doing 20 through 11. So are you ready, Trevor? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, number 20. We have Johnny Gaudreau, who's 5'4". He uses a little tyke stick on the ice. He's 90 overall. So Johnny Hockey is 90 overall. I agree with that rating. I like that rating.
I have a question.
You have a question? Okay.
How do you determine that Johnny Gaudreau has a fighting skill of 65? Like, how do you come up with that? Has he ever dropped the gloves ever?
I don't know, man. I think 65 is just the default rating for fighting.
That's an excellent question.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know. I don't think he's fought once. I think if he did fight, he'd lose. That's my best. That's my best assumption with that one.
I would say yes.
We'll just leave. He has 94 skating though, so that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Skating makes sense.
That makes sense.
There we go. There's okay. Number 19, John Tavares. Looks beautiful in that Toronto Maple Leaf blue. Let me tell you. His skating again. Okay, I will always make a big fuss about skating. 85 skating, 85 speed. It just don't make sense. I don't understand how they think. Like, I don't know if that's an average speed for players. It's just he's fast. He's a faster than that speed. I don't know. But 90 overall for John Tavares, I agree with that. I'm good with that though. I mean, speed doesn't make sense, but I'm good with that.
I mean, he's not known for his speed, but I mean, I would 100% agree with his shooting ratings across the board.
Oh yeah, no doubt. What does he have here? He has 93 shot accuracy for slap. His slap power is 92. Wrist shot 94 accuracy and 91 wrist shot power there. I'm okay with that. I'm good with that actually. Here we go. Number 18, Patrice Bergeron, 90 overall. Who's faster than John Tavares and same speed as Jonathan Taves. Let's keep that in mind. Just gotta bring that up by the way.
Okay.
So, Trevor, you don't know this, but Matt over here is a huge Blackhawks fan, and I just rip him on the Hawks nonstop. Anytime I get a chance to, I just make fun of him.
It was well deserved after last year. So,
oh boy, you're gonna keep it going for the next. I have lots of ammo for the next couple of years. So, all right, so we're all good with Patrice Bergeron 90. I think that's good. All right, number 17 is Vladimir Tarasenko. I don't understand this because he had 66 points last season. He's had 77 points the year before. I don't understand. He's not a fast skater, which I don't. You want to talk about John Tavares, who has 85 skating. How does Vladimir Tarasenko have 92 skating and 92 agility and speed? Because he's not a fast guy. The guy's 230.
What did they rate Johnny Gaudreau's speed? 93?
93. You're going to tell me that Tarasenko is just as fast as Johnny Gaudreau? Like,
yeah, absolutely not.
I don't think people realize that Vladimir Tarasenko is like 230 pounds at 6 foot. The guy's a tank.
Absolute tank.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't make sense at all to me how you're going to have him at that speed, and he does not play defense at all. Let me tell you. So that defensive rating that he has for him right now, it makes 0. I'm glad his shot blocking's at 0. That makes sense. Maybe Backstrom should teach him how to shot block with his 83 overall rating. It's ridiculous. Oh my God! All right, so now we're at 16. Taylor Hall, shot blocking master. Taylor Hall, 83 overall for or 90 overall for Taylor Hall, who has an 83 shot blocking. So maybe Taylor Hall should show Vladimir Tarasenko how to block some shots. I'm okay with Taylor Hall being 90. I'm okay with him being 90.
Yeah, I'm okay with everything across the board here, really.
Yeah, he's a fast man. I agree with that speed. Definitely. All right, if Johnny Gaudreau and Taylor Hall got into a race for some reason, they were fighting. They're like, we're gonna finish this on the ice, but we're gonna race. Who wins? Who wins in the race? Trevor, Taylor Hall or Johnny Gaudreau?
Johnny Gaudreau's a little guy. He might have the advantage there.
Okay.
But I don't know. That's a tough one.
All right.
I would want to pull their. I would want to pull their like skills competition stuff. Just figure that one out.
Hey, buddy. You know, whenever Johnny Gaudreau goes on the ice for skills competition, he needs Brent Burns, his dad, to hold him up so he can he can finish it out. All right. We're at number 15 now, which is Anze Kopitar, 90 overall. Selke Award winner, Anze Kopitar, whose speed is 80 who's slower than Jonathan Toews. Do these guys watch? This guy is actually fast. Do they watch the NHL at all for this one? It makes no sense to me. And he had the best faceoff percentage in the NHL, has 82% on 82 faceoffs. Are you kidding me? Makes no sense. This one is dumb. This one is this one's a kind of a weird one. I don't know. I mean, it's 92
I'm okay
points.
with the 90 rating, but like I don't know, face-offs need to be bumped and speed a couple of notches, but
yeah,
other than that, I mean, everything else is right about where it should be. He doesn't really stand out in any way, but he's just a solid player all around.
Yeah, I mean, he won the Selke Trophy, so he stands out defensively, and I understand that.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, so now we're at number 14, which is my boy Erik Karlsson. Erik, I only need one leg, Karlsson. Offensive D-man. Let's see, what does he have here? Deking 95, hand-eye 94, passing 95. His passing should be 100. Let's be honest. Like, this guy makes dumps. He just dunks it on
Has
people.
anyone ever gotten 100 in this game?
Gretzky. Now, well, they don't go up to 100 ratings. They only go up to 99. But for all intents and purposes, Gretzky has like 99 across the board. Besides like balance, like he still has like a 90 strength. Makes no sense. But I'm okay with Karlsson. He had an off season last year. I'm okay with this. His wrist shot, body doesn't really hit. Fighting skill 65. I'm okay with this. He's a fast skater. I'm okay with 90.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I can agree with that.
Now we're at number 13, Nathan MacKinnon, 90 overall. You know what? He had a really good season last year. And I'm okay with all this stuff. I mean, he's a really fast skater as well, and they show that.
He's fast.
Yeah, and they show that. I mean, his shooting accuracy is really good. I don't never seen him lay a hit, but there's a hitting stat for him. Apparently, he's a better fighter than Johnny Gaudreau by 5 percentile points. So,
Interesting.
Watch out for Nathan MacKinnon dropping his mitts, just laying you out. All right, so now we're at number 12. Braden Holtby, who had a 905 save percentage last year in the regular season. Phenomenal in the playoffs, I understand. 91 overall. What do you think about this, Trevor?
If we're basing it strictly off his playoff, he 100% earned this 91 overall rating. But I mean, going into the playoffs, didn't they bench him the first 2 games?
They did.
And yeah, he didn't even play the first 2 games of the playoffs, and then they came back and won 4 straight to win the series.
Yeah.
Off regular season, but I mean, strictly on the playoffs, I'd give him the 91.
Give him the 91. Okay. Yeah. He Grubauer played the first 2 games in that playoffs, and Grubauer was the obvious starter the last 2 months of the season, pretty much for the Capitals, because Holtby had struggled so much. But we all forget about that when we're drinking from the Stanley Cup. So there is that. All right, now we're at number 11. Mr. Sergei Bobrovsky. I stop puck, no puck going. I'm okay with 91. He's the best. I think he's the most consistent goaltender in the NHL, besides in the playoffs. Like, most consistent goalie, has 70 wins the last 2 seasons, 12 shutouts as it shows here. He is one of the best goaltenders in the league, and I give that's a pretty good rating for him. So that ends that list for that. We are now going into the top 10. Top 10, we have Steven Stamkos, 91. What do you think about that, Trevor?
Yeah, I can't really argue with anything about Stamkos. I don't know. I don't think he's that speedy of a guy, but I mean, he's definitely not slow. Yeah, I don't know if 93 is the correct speed rating, but 91 overall is certainly right where he should be.
Yeah, and apparently Stamkos is in this echelon of players where he has a 77 fight skill. So he's better than 75, but he's definitely not an 80.
If you ever got into one with Johnny Hockey,
oh boy, he would. He'd knock him right out. He'd be blocking shots too because he was maybe 2 shot block. No, that's so bad. I think about he blocked the shot and he broke his foot, right? So that's hilarious. Okay, onward. Evgeny Malkin. I am score. I am score. All right. I'm okay with again Malkin being 90 overall. I mean, this guy Gino is Gino. I think he's faster than 90 speed acceleration. I think he's underratedly fast for a big man because he is 6'3". Keep in mind. I think he's a little bit better at faceoffs. I don't know about shot blocking or his defensive rating because again, I don't really see him play a lot of defense, so I don't know about those ratings at all. I don't know how you get 84 shot blocking, but we will go back to our tiebreaker for everything. He's actually worse than Steven Stamkos at fighting.
So, I have seen Malkin drop the gloves before.
Yeah, I have too. I've seen him fight a
I would
couple times.
definitely give Malkin the higher fighting rating there.
He's definitely a 79 overall fight skill. No doubt about it. Dumb rating. All right. Now we're at the real man, Patrick Kane. Patrick Kane. 91 overall. Number 8 in the entire game, Patrick Kane. All right, I'll let the Hawks man take it away. What do you think about this rating?
From someone who doesn't really play the game
someone
all
who
that
doesn't
much,
play NHL. What do you think about this?
I guess it's fine. I still think he's a great player. So,
do you think that his fighting skill should be 60? Do you think he should have the same fighting skill as Johnny Gaudreau? Let's get real here. The real facts.
He should have a negative 65 fighting skill.
He should have a 50 fighting skill. Like, oh boy, can't wait to go drop the gloves with Patrick Kane. This guy is not 5'11". I've seen this guy in person. He's shorter than me.
He's probably like what, 5'8"?
Dude, he's like 5'7". Like I'm 5'8", right? I'm 5'8". And he's shorter than me. Like there's no way that they popped that. If Johnny Gaudreau is 5'11" or 5'9", he's probably like 5'2". Money, bet you money. All right. Number 7 overall, we have Victor Hedman, who won the Norris Trophy last year. I'm okay with that. I think Victor Hedman's 91 overall. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we all agree.
Can't argue with the Norris Trophy winner. Yeah.
No doubt. All right. Number 6, we have Nikita Get Into Your Kucherov. This guy has had a phenomenal season. He was drafted in the 2nd round. This guy is just he's a fantastic player. I don't know what to say. I never see him really. He does play a fantastic 2-way game, which I get the defensive rating. He doesn't block shots though, so he's a better shot blocker than he has the same shot blocking rating as Anze Kopitar. So that's funny.
Okay.
Same fighting skills, Johnny Gaudreau. So we put Gaudreau, Kane, and Kucherov into the octagon. They would all come out with like broken legs. just massive destruction. But if you put Stamkos in there, Stamkos would just kill them all. Just keep in mind here. This is real NHL rating check here. Everyone listening. All right. Oh, number 5.
Yep.
Oh my God. You weren't kidding. Carey Price, number 5, 92 overall. What?
If this game was like 5 years old, then maybe.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Nope.
This doesn't make sense. All right, number 4. Drew Doughty. Oh, okay. I like Drew Doughty 92. How is he number 5? How is he the top-rated goalie? Dude, I'd rather have Tuukka Rask makes more sense than that. Taves makes more sense than that. Put Taves as a top-rated goalie. I don't care. What's his fight skill though? What does he have a fight skill?
Who, Carey Price?
Yeah, he doesn't even have a fight skill. That's lame. All right, well we can't compare him that way. All right, number 4, Drew Doughty. Get good at this game, bud. Yeah, he is a good player. So yeah, I'm okay with Drew Doughty number 4 overall. Number 3, Alex Ovechkin. What is his shooting? 95, 95, 94. You think it'd be like 96, 97 since he's won. No, I don't know. He's been the best goal scorer of this generation. You think he'd have like a 96, 95, better than this rating. That's just my opinion. And
he honestly plays better on the game than his rating too. Like if you have Ovechkin on your team, it's a cheat code. So
oh yeah, definitely is. Yeah.
I think he might actually play like he has a 99 shot.
True that. He does block shots though. The 82 block shots. What is his fight skill? Fight skill's 80.
Hey.
Put him in a ring. Put him in a ring with Kane and Stamkos. You know who's winning. Crazy Russian. Crazy Russians playing. All right. Number 2, I think we all know Sidney Crosby. Connor McDavid's number 1. Yeah, I mean 93 overall. I think last year he was a 94 overall, so not a big difference there. Then Connor McDavid's number 1 overall. I don't know. They're both kind of interchangeable. If you really want to care, if you want a better two-way player, you can put Crosby number 1. If you want a better offensive player, put Connor McDavid at number 1. I think both players are phenomenal, so it doesn't really make a difference between each one. I think if you actually want to talk about point scoring in the game, probably Connor McDavid, because he just scores you like 100 points. When I play franchise mode, the dude always scores like 100 points. So and
leads the league every year.
Yeah, and then Crosby will get you maybe like I don't know, maybe like 80 points, but he'll be consistent for like 10 years. He'll get you until he's like 40. He'll get you 80 points. So good on him for that. All right. Was there anything that you want to get out, Trevor? Put out your Twitch, your Twitter, whatever you got. Say it right now. We're ready.
Yep, you guys can follow me on Twitter or Twitch at GoBarSouth23, and the same for my YouTube page.
All right, dope. It was good talking to you, man. Maybe we'll play some Fortnite tonight, and I can show you how good I've trained. I've been training. So I'll let you know.
All right.
So I'll let you know. You could tell Junior Hawk that he can get bumped. We will talk to you later, bro. We'll see ya.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right. That was Go Bar South. Those are beeps. This was the Bag Skate here. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you did like the show, please leave a like. If you really like the show, subscribe. We hope to see you guys next time. You can follow me on Twitter at Nico from the TO.
And me at Meliska52.
And you can follow the actual show on Twitter at The Bag Skate. Coming up next is the playbook. We hope to see you guys soon. It's been great. Have a fantastic day.
Have a good night, everyone.
Goodbye.
Welcome back to At Glancy Field. You're listening to the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network, powered by the Illinois Media School. I'm Bill Donnan, joined by Justin Adams and Ryan Fahey. Hi. We've got our 4th pitcher for the Scarlet Hawks already, and this time it's going to be Evan Sexsmith. He is 5'10", out of Portage, Michigan, Portage Northern High School, and
who's the principal there?
Head coach Ed Seifert. I don't know. I did not see. I did not watch. Was it Saved by the Bell?
Yeah.
Yes. No, I did not watch that. Oh. And if I did, I wouldn't admit to it.
Hey, Saved by the Bell was decent. Unless you watch.
I watched the Brady Bunch. I'm sorry. I was stuck on.
All right, we're gonna meet you, Mike.